Principle number 9, traded extremes. Like the subtitle says, 99% of the time it's the wrong time to make a trade. So if you're constantly entering and exiting, most of the time you're not optimizing. You're not making the optimal play. You're making low percentage plays. You're providing the liquidity that bigger players need. They depend on you to give them to make their trades more profitable. And so identifying what is an extreme is, of course, the trick to this. And so you can say traded extremes, but yeah, what's an extreme? And of course, since things are always fluctuating, depending on your time frame, price could be at an extreme. If you're trading a slower time frame and trading often, then there may be extremes several times an hour that are worth targeting. But for most people, extreme situations are the ones like the one that we're in now. Are we going to see another drop? Maybe. I'd say there's a good possibility that there will be. But no matter what, you know that once things do return to some semblance of normal, that is going to be a relative extrema. It's going to be a price point where there was a clear reversal. And trading those opportunities they're once in an 8-year opportunities, really. And you got to take advantage of them. So, following along with the other principle, which was sit on your hands and don't do anything, this goes hand in hand with that, which is wait for an extreme situation and then take advantage of it. There's a famous story of George Soros, who was talking to his advisor during the Bank of England crisis when they had unpegged from the European exchange mechanism. And of course, this is a famous story because Soros made billions of dollars on this deal. But his advisor had come to him and said, this is what we're doing. And he said, that's not enough. When you have a situation like this, go for the jugular. And that is easily half the battle of trading well, is to understand when it's time to go for the jugular. Brokers will always tell you only risk 0.5%, 1% on every trade. But not every trade is the same. And so you need to definitely weigh in more when it's worthwhile. And do nothing the rest of the time. Literally do research, plan, make write up systems. That's what I did most of the day today. I didn't do anything else. It was just writing up this system. I really like this idea. I can't wait to show it off. But yeah, the rest of the time you just are trying to find things to do with your life and trying to, which unfortunately, being a trader does not necessarily equip you. It doesn't give you any equipment or tools to handle life any better than anybody else. In fact, it may be worse because you deal with a very surreal, unreal lifestyle. The things that people are dealing with now, with having to work from home if they can, or not being able to work at all, that kind of discomfort is like a daily challenge when you have a strange job and you are your own boss. You have to produce your own results, and there's nobody to crack a whip over you. That's tricky. Oh, I'm dropping a lot of frames. But there's no reason to be dropping a lot of frames. I don't know. Oh, well, I guess we'll see how it turns up when I upload it. All right. In BabyPips Rehab, I wanted to start the kindergarten section, chapter 7, which is called Brokers 101, and it starts with a bit of history. Of course, I've taken no notes for this because I didn't have time. I think I'm going to do what I did last time, or one of the times, and do it by hand right now. See what's important, what's interesting. And I guess I'm going to risk showing you the rest of the site here. And that, I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it that way. My panel says connecting to chat. It looks like I can't even send a chat message. I don't know. That's weird. Definitely going to need a new PC, I think. Now that you know a little bit about Forex, you're probably itching to start your Pippin adventures. But before you start off your journey, you need one more thing, an actual account with a broker. How is this about the history of retail Forex trading? We want you to work with a broker that will provide the right services for your individual needs. We came up with this section to walk you through it. Brokers love to hunt. Okay, first look at the history. YouTube, Facebook, Netflix, BabyPips. Household names. Retail FX trading. Back in the 90s, it was more difficult to participate. And I did a section on this before, so there may be a lot of repetition, and I'll skip it. The Commodity Exchange Act and Commodity Futures Modernization Act. Oh, that's interesting. Open the doors to online Forex brokers. You can be sure that Congress did not come up with this idea on their own, out of the blue. You can be sure somebody said, there's money to be made here, and I will make it and then share it with you. And everyone said, oh, good idea. Let's change the law. Almost everyone had access to the World Wide Web. That's not true, not even in the 90s. It's not even true now. Various Forex brokers started popping up here and there. One of the first ones was Owanda. I know that. We're not kidding about the evil ones, which are also known as bucket shops, and we'll delve into that a little bit later. Wow, that's the history section? That is brutal, man. You mentioned one thing. The Commodity Exchange Act and Commodity Futures Modernization Act. Whatever. That's it? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Let's get rid of these sample pages here. And duplicate that one. All right, so this mentions that there are, in the BabyPips world, 2 types of brokers. Dealing desk and non-dealing desk. In reality, there's only one type of broker, and they are all dealing desks, or subsidiaries of a dealing desk. Forex broker types. Dealing desk and non-dealing desk. And I'm going to put, I think, I'm going to put a red X on that. Whoa, not that big. Oh my god, there's no way to do this without making the window bigger. They are all dealing desks in one way or another. This is why I disagree with that. You don't just walk into a restaurant knowing what to order right away. No. Dealing desks, non-dealing desks. DD and DD. Dealing desk brokers are called market makers, and no dealing desk can be further subdivided into straight through STP. Right. This is the familiar yarn that's sold to retail traders. So straight through processing. And that's interesting. They're putting ECN and STP together, so you can have either STP or ECN and STP. You don't usually see them described that way. Dealing desks are market makers, they say. What is a dealing desk broker? Forex brokers that operate through dealing desk brokers make money through spreads and providing liquidity to their clients. Newsflash, all brokers make money through spreads. They share it with their liquidity providers. They make money on commissions. They make money on swaps. It's all part of their business model. They make money through spreads and providing liquidity to their clients. Can I shrink this? Can I hide this side panel? Doesn't look like there's a way to do it. So that's not wrong, but I'm going to say that dealing desks are not the only ones who make money through spreads. Dealing desk brokers literally create a market for their clients. They often take the other side of a client's trade. They always take the other side of your trade. They're not shunting that down to a liquidity provider unless they really think you know what you're doing and you're on some kind of A list. I put that in parentheses. They often take the other side of a client trade. While you may think that there is a conflict of interest, there really isn't. Oh, yes, there is. Oh, yes, there is. Market maker, dealing desk, your broker's interests are not yours. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous, man. To say there's no conflict of interest. Very definitely a conflict of interest. Market makers provides both a sell and buy quote. They're filling both buy and sell orders of their clients. Yeah, that's true. Not always. Like if they have a bias about which way the market is going to go, they'll send those orders to the liquidity provider, but take the trades that they think are going to be profitable for themselves. Still says connecting to chat, man. What is going on here? Twitch Studio, you're broken. Market makers control the prices. Which means there's very little risk for them to set fixed spreads. Yes, you'll understand why this is so much better later. It's not so much better. It's crap. Fixed spread brokers are bullshit. And now we're really starting to see the true colors of BabyPips and what they are really about. It's just about sending brokers their traffic. So the first part is true. That part is false. Clients of dealing desk brokers do not see the real interbank market rates. Don't be scared though. The competition among brokers is so stiff that the rates offered by dealing desk brokers are close if not the same to the interbank rates. You gotta be joking. You've absolutely got to be joking. Rates are close to the same offered by in the interbank market. There's no way to do this without resizing that, eh? That is not true. That is like a bald lie. Trading using a dealing desk broker basically works this way. Trader. A horrific Scottish stereotype. Trading order, trading platform. Goes to the dealing desk. Winning trades of clients offset by matching with other clients are passed on to liquidity provider. Yes. Losing trades of client counter traded by broker and become profits. Right. So how can we summarize that? So let's say you place a buy order for fiber for 100,000 units with your dealing desk broker to fill you. Your broker will try to find a matching sell order. They may, or they may just take it. By doing this, they minimize risk because they earn from the spread without taking the opposite side of your trade. However, in the event there are no matching orders, they'll have to take the opposite side of your trade. Different forex brokers have different risk management policies. So make sure to check with your own broker regarding this. I'm sure they'll tell you everything. What is a no dealing desk broker? They do not pass their client's order through a dealing desk. They do not take the other side of the client's trade as they simply link two parties together. Non-dealing desks are like bridge builders. They build a structure over an otherwise impassable, hard-to-pass terrain to connect two areas. Entities can charge a very small commission. Very small. They've used that term before, but like compared to what? Or just put a markup by increasing the spread slightly. Yeah. STP brokers. Some brokers claim they're a true ECN, but in reality, they merely have a straight-through processing system. I would guess that's all of them. Almost all of them. With the possible exception of really A-level brokers like interactive brokers. Forex brokers that have an STP system route the orders of their clients directly to their liquidity providers who have access to the interbank market. They usually have many liquidity providers, with each provider quoting its own bid and ask price. Their system sorts these bid and ask quotes from best to worst, and then they offer you the worst. Your broker isn't running a charity. No kidding. Broker didn't go through all that trouble of sorting through those quotes for free. Broker adds a small, usually fixed markup. If the policy is at a 1 pip markup, the quote you will see on your platform would be 1.299 and 132. You will see a 3 pip spread. The 1 pip spread turns into a 3 pip spread for you. So how do we summarize this? STP brokers sort orders, offers from liquidity providers. And they mark up the price they offer you. When you decide to buy 100,000 units of fiber at 1.3, your order is sent through your broker and then routed to A or B. If your order is acknowledged, A or B will have a short position of 100,000 units of fiber, and you have a long position. Your broker will earn 1 pip in revenue. Changing bid-ask code is also the reason why most STP-type brokers have variable spreads. If their liquidity provider spreads widen, they have no choice but to widen their spreads too. But this is the thing, that dealing desks will have variable spreads too. They'll artificially widen their spreads, especially when they don't feel like closing a deal, closing a trade. And I will show examples and evidence of that later. While some STP brokers do offer fixed spreads, most have variable spreads. All right. True ECN Forex brokers allow the orders of their clients to interact with the orders of the other participants in the electronic communication network. So I guess I could say that they match orders within the ECN. Participants can be banks, retail traders, hedge funds, other brokers. Participants trade against each other by offering their best bid and ask prices. ECNs allow their clients to see the depth of market. Okay. Now, just out of curiosity, Well, here, I'm just going to show you something here. If I go to MT4 and I right click on a blank spot in any chart, there is the option to see depth of market. There it is. So you're trying to tell me that FX Choice is a true ECN broker because it has depth of market? These levels here? Or is this just some weird simulacrum of depth of market and what I'm seeing is not really depth of market? Here's a good question. Depth of market displays where the buy and sellers of other market participants are. Because of the nature of ECN, it is very difficult to slap on a fixed markup, so ECN brokers usually compensated through a small commission. Yeah, I think the distinctions between all of these things have been blurred to the point where it doesn't matter whether you're ECN, STP, dealing desk, you're making money on commissions in addition to all the other fees that are charged. All right, we finished that one. And a half an hour has gone by. Right? Yes. So I guess I will stop there.